sharpest pickaxe. A guilty pleasure of the real archaeologist. Missing your Laura, Mr. Swift?
Who knew archaeology could be so exciting?
Exciting is certainly a word. Do you know anything about this?
I like you, friend, but I can't help you.
Irgend noch was übersehen. Geh mal ganz hoch.
May I ask for your assistance?
You and I are the economic foundation of this island. We should help each other. But I don't know what you are talking about.
Titus und Vitus Livius waren legendäre Legaten in der frühen römischen Kaiserzeit. Ihre militärische Laufbahn kam mit der Niederschlagung der Aufstände der Bellovaker und Allobroger. Bei der Belagerung von Mutina und in der Schlacht bei Actium gehörten sie zu den wichtigsten Befehlshabern. Als Augustus als erster römischer Kaiser den Thron bestieg, erhielten die Brüder zwei gleiche Schwerter, die wahrscheinlich einst Romulus und Remus gehört hatten. Als Legaten waren die zwei Brüder anschließend an der Eroberung der Provinzen dann in Afrika beteiligt. Sie waren bekannt dafür, vor allen Dingen niedere Gottheiten zu verehren. Titus betete zu Eus, sein Bruder zu Cyprius. Alles, was wir über die Brüder wissen, entstand in Aufzeichnungen von Plinius dem Älteren. Titus kleidete sich in das Fell eines Löwen, weil er den Löwenkopf über den Helm trug. Eine Tradition, die aus seiner Zeit als Signifer übernommen hatte. Vitus trug ein Schild, der so groß war, dass er den ganzen Himmel zu bedecken schien. Wo genau sich die Gräber der Brüder historisch erwiesen, gilt jedoch, dass Titus im Frühling des Jahres 10 nach Christus und Vitus im Herbst starb.
I see now. Mr. Swift didn't realize the significance of the statues.
Was?
Straw dolls. Eerie, but effective for a scene recreation.
Oh, I want one of these. Or two.
Oilcloth. Won't fade and waterproof. Enough here to make 10 sails and more.
Irgendwie sind wir immer noch nicht fertig hier. Ich konnte es halt über das Leben über das Grab von den Statue. Ich stieß auf eine Anhöhe mit 4 Sockeln, bla bla bla. Eine Inschrift nahe den 4 Sockeln lautet übersetzt, unweit von hier ruht Vito. Wie dem, der seinen Schlaf zu stören wagt, denn über ihn wachen die Argusaugen seines Bruders und der Herbstwind über ihn wacht. Ich vermute, dass die Statue den Stand des Grabs offenbaren kann. Ich sollte versuchen, die Zähne auf der Anhöhe zu rekonstruieren. Ja, soll ich die Puppen nehmen? Moin. Aha. Okay.
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
Ja, konzentrier dich, du bist gut. Lass mal kurz noch mal was lesen hier. Oh. Denn über ihn wachen die Argusaugen seines Bruders und der Herbstwind. Standen ursprünglich 4 Statuen. Die Statuen einer Frau, vermutlich eine weibliche Darstellung von Cyprus, der antiken Gottheit des Westwinds. Nach Westen. Okay. Also. Nahe Westen. So. Also warte mal. Das passt schon mal. Aber Westen. Das passt mal auf jeden Fall. Osten ist da, also weiter. So, die schaut jetzt nach Osten.
It seems everything's in place. Now, let's see what this has to tell us.
Ja, und was? Erzählt uns das jetzt? So. Sehen, was in der Fallmappe steht. Unweit von hier. Was heißt denn unweit? Und der Herbstwind. So, nochmal. Also zwischen ihm und ihm. Nein. Nein. Macht er mal so einen Ton? Das finde ich schon merkwürdig. Wing, wing, wing. Das finde ich schon ein bisschen merkwürdig. Halt. Oder ein Punkt? Nein. Nein. Warum geht er immer dahin? Da will ich nicht hin, Kollege. Ach, und dem Herbstwind. Da. Da ist der Herbstwind. Ist schon nicht leicht. Das ist sein Bruder, nicht das da. Oder? Ach so, jetzt weiß ich was. Eine Kreuzlinie.
Here is your discovery, Mr. Swift. Hey, look at this.
What have you found? Don't let anyone touch anything there. Eureka! I found you, my friend.
So, jetzt kann ich Vielleicht in sein Buch reinschauen oder irgendwas. Aha.
A box of darts. Handy against rodents of all kinds.
Der zoologische Bestseller von Rüssel und Stoßzähnen stellt eine tiefgehende wissenschaftliche Beschreibung der Elefanten dar. Das Leben der grauen Riesen sowohl in der Gefangenschaft als auch in der Wildnis wird fast schon enzyklopädisch analysiert. Analysiert. Ein besonders wichtiges Kapitel beschreibt die Paarungszeit der Elefanten, in der sie äußerst gefährlich werden können. Darüber hinaus gibt das Buch, wie man mit einem riesigen Säugetier kommunizieren und interagieren kann. Okay. Das Tagebuch von Arthur Swift, der beschreibt darin detailliert sein Leben und seine Forschung. Aber was noch wichtiger ist, es enthält Aufzeichnungen über einen Disput mit Theogilden hinsichtlich der Ausgrabungsstätte. Tag 1224. Bei Theodor dreht sich alles nur ums Geld. Soll er sich doch lieber mal ein vollständig ausgebildetes Gehirn kaufen, damit er endlich intelligent genug ist, um das große Ganze zu erkennen. Die Welt dreht sich nicht um seinen verfluchten Elefanten. Wir bleiben nur noch ein paar Monate, bis er mit dem Bau beginnt. Er hat ja nicht einmal die nötige Vorstellungsraum, um die Ausgrabungsstätte zumindest mit einem ästhetisch ansprechenden Projekt zuzupflastern. Elfenbeinbäder, an oberflächlich kaum zu überbieten. Zeugnisse der Menschheitsgeschichte, die von unschätzbarem Wert sind, werden in unserer Belanglosigkeit begraben werden. Okay.
Hey, what do you think you're doing? Trying to take over my research, are you? I come here to pick up my diary, and I find you snooping around. Explain yourself.
Mr. Swift, if that were true, I would have been on my way to the newspaper. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I didn't have a chance to introduce myself properly.
Outrageous! You deceived me, sir. What is the reason for your being here? Who sent you, Mr. Holmes?
Theodore Gilden's premature death brought me here.
Theodore is dead? How can that be possible?
I'm thinking of all the possibilities, and I'm not crossing out anyone who might have been involved. Even his elephant. The land you're excavating belongs to Mr. Gilden, does it not?
Did I hear an accusation? I have nothing to hide. You can ask me whatever nonsense you've prepared as a token of my diminishing respect towards you.
Very well, Mr. Swift. I appreciate your cooperation. When was the last time you saw Mr. Gilden?
A couple of days ago, we discussed the site. I believe in the tomb and its secrets. Theodore's patience was stretched, however. He was already inventing new projects. It wasn't a long conversation. I suppose that his daughter will inherit everything now, along with all of the eccentricities and problems.
And not forgetting Goliath.
Eccentricities and problems, Mr. Holmes. One of many.
Were you at the site this morning?
Affirmative. This project is taking a lot of my time, as you see. I spend more time underground than on the surface.
When did you learn about Theodore's death?
Just now. You just told me.
And you aren't surprised, shocked? I won't tell anyone if you shed a tear or two. Weren't you partners, after all?
We were. And it is a real shame. But I've seen too many deaths in my life, Mr. Holmes, for the news to truly shake me. Will you allow me to return to my research? Or are you insisting on remaining an obstacle?
Oh, I haven't even started yet. You have a weakness for nostalgia? Or, rather, do you use it to record a list of enemies?
Young man, you need to check your moral compass. Reading another person's diary is a sin in every culture that I can think of.
But you aren't answering the question.
You've already read it. Why bother? I simply record my life to keep my memory clean from misinterpretation. Letters and pages don't lie.
But the writer of the text can. With this book, you attempted to plan an attack on the elephant?
Your insinuations are out of place. Goliath is a frightening animal. All I wished to do was to understand the creature. As any scientist would do, I researched, analyzed, and drew conclusions.
And what conclusion did you draw?
That Theodore Gilden made the animal miserable. He couldn't provide the proper environment for the beast. My interest in the subject ended there.
What's with this box of darts? Is it for a scientific argument?
A little darker than that. Rather for killing the kind of rodents that might nibble a nose or a toe in your sleep.
Let's just say I have to protect myself against a larger animal, such as an elephant. Might it be enough to stop it, make it faint?
If I were you, I wouldn't bank on it. Moving on. I'm a busy man. I'm a busy man.
What's with this intricate recruitment process? Pro-British workers charge less?
As a head of this organization, I need to secure a productive environment. It's impossible to do so if there are political differences, especially here, where the native population doesn't support our efforts to find the ancient artifacts.
Decent pay can also stimulate productivity and shut down any political discord. Hadn't you thought of that?
You're young. You have time to fritter and fight with everyone you meet. I don't have such a luxury. Our workers receive enough pay for what they do. So don't start a discussion you know nothing about. I'm a busy man. I've nothing to add.
Gilden's elephant is quite an unusual addition to Cordona's fauna. What is your scientific opinion on that?
No matter how much Theodore loved it, it still remained a wild animal trapped inside a stone pen. Goliath needs savannas, fields, lakes.
I'm sure that Goliath did not have a plan to kill his owner to head to the savannas. What do you think?
No, animals don't kill in a typical sense. I can only presume that it tried to protect itself from captivity, from Theodore. It was a gilded cage that was predestined to break.
Remember one of the rules? It seems that you didn't return a tool. Is this knife yours?
Do I look like a fellow who carries a knife? I don't need it.
There are plenty of uses for it on the site, and outside of it.
I have other people to cut ropes for me, Mr. Holmes.
Ja,
Moving on.
Did this plan cause a rift in your business relationship with Theodore Gilden?
Nothing like that. Admittedly, we didn't share a common vision of what is more important, the past or the future. In my opinion, we can't build a future without knowing the past.
So you wanted to save the tomb of Vitus here, or perhaps your control over the research?
Only the knowledge that rightly belongs to humankind, nothing less and nothing more.
eigentlich hört er sich für mich vernünftig an. Aber wegen dem Bauen, nicht bauen, zu früh bauen.
I'm a busy man. Moving on. I've nothing to add.
Have you seen this person before? The one beside Imogen Gilden?
No, but he's with Imogen, so I suppose that he's a friend of hers. That girl always has her head in the clouds. I could have said Theodore was different, but that wouldn't have been entirely true.
Away with the fairies, was he?
That's one way of putting it. Either way, I don't know much about Imogen's life or her friends. The type of elite that pretends to be educated.
As far as I can tell, you're a man of the academic world, so this book about Nabe and Laura is just an empirical study?
What? That nonsense? I'd prefer to lose my eyesight than read such trash.
So, you know nothing about it?
I know nothing. I wish I'd never heard of it in the first place, this caricature of science.
Do I hear traces of envy? You're still relatively young that you might find your own Laura.
Perhaps I envy Nabe, for I cannot simply blow people up for distracting me. That's all. You happy now? Wonderful. I've nothing to add. Moving on.
Your partner had a very specific attitude towards the things he treasured. Was this habitual for him?
That would have been too much even for him. Don't get me wrong, he had a harsh temper. Like a true businessman, he was ready to burn his competitors to the ground.
But threatening someone physically would have been something new even for him, am I correct?
Absolutely. Besides, I had never seen him this angry. The fellow who received the letter must have been extremely alarmed.
Es ist schon... Das ist schon nicht ohne. Tödliche... Jeder beschuldigt Goliath. Es war Paarungszeit. Okay.